Welcome, I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, UN throws weight behind Nigeria's fight against Boko Haram, just as Niger Republic deploys a battalion for the operation. Synagogue inquest records yet another setback following absence of counsel. Nigeria Labour Congress set for showdown with the federal government over minimum wage. And U.S. aid worker Kayla Mueller killed by Islamic State militants in Syria.
On business news tonight, Nigeria's forex reserves declined by over $700 million in 1 month as the central bank draws down on reserves to protect the naira.
And in sports news, International Table Tennis Federation announces $46,000 as total prize money for the 2015 Lagos World Tour.
There are increasing efforts to defeat the terrorist group Boko Haram, this time from the United Nations, while they've offered to join hands with Nigeria to bring the attacks to an end. The position of the United Nations was made clear by the former ECOWAS chairman and representative of the UN Secretary General for Nigeria and West Africa, Mr. Ibn Chambers, after a meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan in the presidential villa today. He says the UN Department of Peacekeeping will be providing a command structure for the different countries contributing troops towards the elimination of Boko Haram. On Nigeria's elections, Mr. Chambers said that the United Nations is full of expectations that all will be well with Nigeria and called on politicians to exercise restraint and keep the process clean.
The United Nations stands firmly behind Nigeria in its legitimate fight against Boko Haram terrorism. Mr. President has the assurance of Secretary General for the recent initiative whereby the Lake Chad Basin Commission will be the platform to anchor the multinational task force which is being put in place. There will be the support of the United Nations through the Department of Peacekeeping to ensure that the concept of operation and planning and other activities to ensure a truly joint operational force with a clear command and control and unity of purpose among the contributing countries, the contributing troops from the different countries, that they all work as one and gear their efforts towards degrading and eliminating Boko Haram. We have seen that the postponement has been accepted by all the political parties and stakeholders. The reasons adduced are known now. Of course, in some states, it is clear that very few people, relatively fewer people, had been able to collect their PVCs. The extension provides an opportunity for many more Nigerians to collect these cards and to be able to exercise their franchise. But above all, the Secretary General wished me to commend Mr. President, the other leaders of the political parties, and Nigerians as a whole for the maturity that has been demonstrated so far in this whole preparations towards general elections, which are now scheduled later in March.
Former ECOWAS chairman and representative of the UN Secretary General for Nigeria and West Africa, Mr. Ibn Chambers. Now, as the battle against Boko Haram militants continues, Niger has agreed to send troops to Nigeria to join in the fight against the group. The vote in Parliament took place after Boko Haram attacked a prison and detonated a car bomb on Monday in the town of Difa near Niger's border with Nigeria. Members of Parliament unanimously authorized the deployment of 750 soldiers to a regional force battling Boko Haram. Recently, Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, Niger and Benin agreed to establish a strong force to fight the group. Boko Haram launched its first attacks in Niger last week and has vowed to create an Islamic State. Away from security matters, although the judiciary workers' strike is over in Lagos State, activities are yet to commence in full force as lawyers and interested parties failed to turn up for the coroner's court sitting looking into the cause of the collapsed building owned by the Synagogue Church of All Nations here in Lagos. Consequently, the court, presided over by Chief Magistrate Oyetade Komolafe, adjourned hearing to Tuesday, February the 17th, 2015. Before fixing the date, the magistrate had expressed the court's determination to see the end of the matter in 2 weeks, even as he urged lawyers and interested parties not to use delay tactics. The magistrate also announced that the remaining days of this week will be used to give interested parties the opportunity to view the CCTV footage already before the court. The building collapse, which occurred last year, killed over 100 people, most of them South Africans. While the Director General of the Goodluck Jonathan Campaign Organization, Chief Ahmadu Ali, is maintaining that despite the shift in the election date, the People's Democratic Party will still emerge victorious. Chief Ali, who was reacting to the postponement by the Independent National Electoral Commission, told journalists in Abuja that on March the 28th, the party will celebrate the renewal of a mandate.
We believe that May 29th is sacrosanct, and we are keeping our eyes on that date when President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan will be sworn in as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, by the grace of God. INEC, from all indications, INEC is not fully prepared for the elections. These are issues, there are issues with the PVCs, the permanent voters cards. Almost 30 million people are yet to get their PVCs, despite the fact that the date of distribution was extended. Ballot boxes are reportedly inadequate. Adequate training of staff for the election had not been concluded, and other problems facing INEC. Quite clearly, the shift in election date is meant to save INEC from monumental embarrassment. I would like to reiterate that the PDP is ready for the election any day. We are querying the INEC for some aberration in the distribution of PVCs. How can Borno State, which is under siege, register more PVC collections than Lagos State? The INEC might have allowed its distribution of these cards to be tampered with. We hope that INEC will now use the extra time it has given itself to perfect its methodology.
In the meantime, the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosu says his party, the All Progressives Congress, will utilize the postponement of the election to its advantage. Faulting INEC's decision during his campaign tour in Abeokuta South local government area, Governor Amosu says the APC will win the general elections at the federal and state levels on March the 28th and April the 11th. The governor is in the 19th local government area as part of his tour of all 236 wards to woo voters in the state for his re-election bid.
For me, I said it that this is it's like we are diminishing our service chief, our armed forces. We are diminishing them. We are taking a lot away from them by this action because they are doing a wonderful job. So if we now come around and say that they are saying that they can't protect us, I don't know where that is coming from. That because of what is happening in Northeast, they can't protect the entire Nigeria. For crying out loud, we are talking about 14 local governments. How can 14 local governments? Because of 14 local governments, all the other 760 local governments, they are now being, held ransom. And for me, still, I don't support it. But you know, there are some things when it happens, you just have to make do. What scenario you make the best out of it. They've postponed it, but I have no doubt in my mind, no shred of any doubt in my mind that if and when the election is eventually held, APC will come tops.
Well, the Goodluck Jonathan administration is said to have created more jobs than any other administration within its short term, as over 7 million young Nigerians have been empowered, supported or educated using the UWIN program, SureP and the Agropreneur programs initiated by the administration. This revelation was made at the unveiling of the Youth Entrepreneurship Strategy in the Presidential Villa, which is designed to accommodate all the programs in a single window portal. Our State House correspondent Chukuma Onekwusi reports.
The conference hall in the Presidential Villa comes alive one more time as the president takes a break from campaign tours across the country to attend to the needs of Nigerian youths. One of such needs is job creation, which he right from inception has identified as a major challenge. So far, the administration has launched various programs designed to fill the gap and provide jobs for the teeming youth population. Here, the president beats his chest that jobs are being provided and he would like to do more.
Today, I'm proud to say that this will be the first government in the history of Nigeria that will directly create 5,400 young entrepreneurs through the UWIN program. And that is key because when you talk about the Asian tigers, what makes them great is not the mega companies, but the SMEs that make them great. So if we can create over 5,000 young entrepreneurs into manufacturing and other sectors of our economy, it's clearly that we are moving to the right direction. I'm also proud to say that the first 2,500 entrepreneurs have created an average of 9 jobs each, with a total of 22,000 jobs so far. In the agricultural sector, the Agropreneur program will also support 750,000 young farmers across our nation. These programs have demonstrated that a lot can be achieved through entrepreneurship in our country.
Some of the beneficiaries of the UWIN, SureP, Agropreneurs and the graduate internship programs are already employers of labor today.
Tell me, who would give you a grant of up to 10 million naira to start a business just by proposing a very good business plan? Who? No one. But my president, you have proved me wrong.
SureP put me in the right path, and they taught me how to organize events, how to make it come out. Like what we are having here, I didn't do this, but I love this. I love this so much, and I'm learning from this. And SureP has taught me how to do more than this, and I want to thank SureP for that. Thank you, Your Excellency.
One man who has also joined in waging a war against unemployment reels out a startling statistics of what the Jonathan administration job creation programs have achieved so far. He also has created a portal that will enable more Nigerian youths to benefit from the various programs.
The data that we have compiled so far in the last few weeks actually gives us a figure of 7,129,000 young people that have been empowered by your administration. This figure, Your Excellency, represents totally and in excess of all the empowerment initiatives of all past administrations together.
He calls on the president to open the portal, hence this launch. Chukuma Onekwusi, Channels Television News.
In part 2, after the break, National Human Rights Commission condemns violence against women. That's in a moment. Do stay with us.